Good day, dear listener, and welcome to the Novitero podcast. We have an exciting show planned for you. But before we get too far, a word to the wise. Novitero contains swearing, allusions to sexual themes, as well as themes of minor violence. A more in-depth description of this content as well as the transcript can be found in the description. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy today's episode.
Hurry it up, gang! Lutiga sent Tuttle a message that we're coming in hot, and he's got some explaining to do. Rest of you, strap in tight. I've got no time to be gentle.
You should get Medic to look at that hand.
It's fine.
It's purple. I think even for your race, that's unusual.
I said I'm fine.
Did no one ever teach you how to throw a punch, Princess?
Just, fuck you, Cap.
Don't fucking say it.
All I was going to say was, thumb goes on the outside, then you hit with the first two knuckles. Otherwise, you're looking at a broken hand. What did you think I was gonna say?
I see. You're an expert in punching, are you?
Oh, absolutely. I've studied punchology extensively. Both the theory and the practical.
Let's see. Well, nothing's broken. You're lucky. Maybe leaving the fighting to those better trained in punchology, eh?
I have been trained in 4 martial arts since before I could walk. I am considered world-class in at least 2 of them. I am, however, unaccustomed to gutter brawls of this nature.
Well, shame you didn't pack your rapier then. You could have run him through instead of getting your hands dirty.
Give it a rest, you two. You're being assholes.
I think it's safe to say that didn't go exactly as planned, though. Wouldn't you agree, Princess?
Oh, come on. Cap said it herself. Tuttle loves to pull this kind of shit, sending 2 teams in just to stir up drama.
Except he didn't send just anyone, did he?
He attacked us. I don't see why my attempt to defend myself arouses such suspicion.
Come on, Cesa. Something's not adding up here. I've been winding you up since you set foot on my ship, and you've never so much as raised a hand to me. And I'm a goddamn expert in pissing people off.
It's true.
Hell, I don't even think you've taken a swing at Medic. And that is a feat in itself.
Also true.
But this guy's on the scene for 5 minutes, and suddenly you're busting his nose for him? There's history here that you're not letting on about.
If there is, then it's my business, not yours.
Your business becomes our business when it makes a break into our lives. Now come on, out with it.
All right. Yes, I have met that man before.
Yeah, no shit.
Can you just let her get on with it?
Sorry.
His name is Tiro, or at least it was when I knew him.
Sexually?
Shut up, Medic.
When I knew him, a long time ago.
What is he? A crook? A grifter?
All of the above, and he's what we call on my planet a Novitero.
A what?
A Novitero.
You're gonna have to break that down for me. My translator doesn't know that one.
That's because there isn't a direct translation for it into your language. It's a word for someone who who seduces someone else in order to gain their trust, with the specific intent to betray them. I don't think your language has a word for that.
Maybe not, but I'm familiar with the concept.
I can think of a couple words that might cover it.
So, this guy, this Novitero, you've got first-hand experience of him?
I suppose you could say that. It feels like a lifetime ago.
Excellent work, Highness. With a sharp blade, that would have been a lethal blow.
Naturally. Are you ready to begin again, Maesejo?
Perhaps. Just a moment, please, to catch my breath.
Leza, thank the gods, I found you.
Slow down, Mari. What's got you into such a rush?
Vidirona's looking for you. She says it's urgent.
Does she now?
She said I was to tell you to come immediately.
I'm training, Mari. I can't drop everything just like that to attend to Dee Dee's every need.
She's not going to like that.
Dee Dee doesn't really like anything, now does she?
No, not really. But will you come?
I'm practicing. If it's really so important, Vidirona can come get me herself. Come to think of it, shouldn't you be practicing too?
Oh, come on. There's no point. You're already heir, and Dee Dee's already your second.
Still, doesn't hurt for you to be on top of your game in case Dee Dee were to, I don't know, slip up?
You can't say that about our sister.
I can say whatever I like. At least, when she's not in earshot.
Well, keep me out of it. I'd rather stay a princess than a queen anyway. You can make the decisions and do all the ruling. I'm going to go to parties and do what I want.
Well, when you put it like that, maybe I ought to be the one to slip up.
Nope. You've got to do it. Otherwise, Dee Dee'll be the heir, and nobody will get to have any fun at all.
Who's saying awful things about our sister now?
Highnesses, your sister, Her Highness Princess Vidirona.
Yes, thank you, Maesejo. That will be all. Leza, dearest sister, how lovely to find you here. How goes your training?
Better before I was interrupted, I must confess.
Such a dedicated heir. Just to think of what a fine queen you'll be.
I don't doubt that.
At any rate, forgive me for the interruption, but I'm afraid this simply couldn't wait. Cesa, may I present Lord Tiro, grandson and heir to the Dowager Countess of Vermont. Lord Tiro, my sister Princess Cesa of Foyetta.
A pleasure to meet you, Princess Cesa. Your sister has already told me so much about you.
Charmed, I'm sure.
It's Lord Tiro's first visit to the capital, and he's frightfully keen to have a look around. I thought perhaps you might like to do it, Leza?
I could show him around if you like. I'm not doing anything.
No, I don't think that would be a good idea. No, Cesa, you should do it. I insist.
I don't mean to be a nuisance. Please, don't let me interfere with your day.
Oh, you're not interfering. Cesa would be simply delighted to show you round. Wouldn't you, Leza?
Of course.
Wonderful. Well, I'll leave the pair of you to it. Come along now, Mari. Stop pestering the grown-ups.
I never get to have any fun. Why do you always have to do this? I just want to go and talk.
I'm so sorry, Princess Cesa.
Sorry for what?
For all this. For interrupting. For spoiling your day.
Oh, don't worry. You haven't done that. That was Vidirona, and she's always doing that.
Really?
Absolutely. She'll take any excuse to interrupt me when I'm practicing. She knows she already lost to me once, and figures if she can make me fumble enough before my coronation, she'll take my place as heir.
Lost to you? You mean the royal trials?
The very same. She had a whole plan about being one of the few single-borns to become heir.
But looks like you managed to foil those plans.
The tests show who is best suited to lead. I can't fault them for making a choice that didn't please everyone. So if Dee Dee wants the crown, she can pry it out of my cold, dead hands. Knowing her, she's probably planning on it. Oh, don't look so shocked. Royal politics is a cutthroat business. Or don't they go into that where you're from?
Well, Our family estates are about as far from the capital as it's possible to be and still be on the same planet. Grandmother's the last of the old sort of nobility. She pretends to be above all the maneuvering and dirty dealing. Obviously, she's hip deep in it all, but she plays her cards rather close to her chest, and the rest of us are kept somewhat out of the loop. I'm so sorry. You must think me frightfully provincial.
I'm not sure what I think of you, if I'm honest. I don't think I've spent enough time with you to tell.
I'd be happy to rectify that situation. If you had a little time to spare, that is.
Oh, I'm sure I can squeeze you into my busy schedule now and again.
I shall be available at your every convenience. Now, may I trouble you to show me the fabled step gardens of which your sister has told me so very much?
He was charming, funny, and I was lonely and innocent in those days, I suppose.
And you fell for him. Hook, line, and sinker, right?
At the time, I seemed to have very little choice in the matter. Yes, head over foolish heels. We spent our days and our nights together. I was drunk on him, giddy with love. Even now, knowing what I do, it still was one of the happiest times of my life.
But...
Well, of course, it all went horribly wrong. How could you? How could you lie to me all this time when you said...
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I never intended to.
Never intended what? To tell me all those lies? That you were a duchess's grandson? That we might have a future together? Did it slip your mind?
I'm sorry. I thought that if you knew I was nobody at all, you wouldn't even look at me.
So you lied. No wonder Vidirona was so keen that we spent time together. All this time I've wasted on you. She must be laughing so hard at me right now. Did she put you up to this, Lord Tiro? No. Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
No, she didn't. Yes, I lied to you. About who I am, about my family, but not about what really matters.
And what's that?
Us. Me, you, Lesa. When I said I loved you, I wasn't lying.
Really? And I'm supposed to believe that?
Really. Maybe when this started out, it was all pretend, but I fell in love with you, Lesa. I didn't mean to, but I did. I love you. I want to spend my life with you. I've never wanted anything more.
And even if I believe you, what chance of a future do we have together? A princess and I don't even know what you are. For a start, my parents would never stand for it.
We can't help how we're born, Lesa. But we can choose how we live our lives. And we don't have to live them here, like this.
What are you suggesting?
We leave. The palace, the capital, Foyera. There's a big wide galaxy out there. We could charter passage on a ship. Hells, we could even buy one. Think of what we can do. The places we could see. Just you and me. The sky's our only limit.
You're talking nonsense.
What's nonsense about it? You and me, free to live our lives as we please?
And what if I get tired of you? Have you considered what you'll do then?
I'll take my chances. Gamble everything for a future with you.
I see what you are. The sort of gambler that likes to bet other people's money.
I'm sorry. I know it'll take some time, but I'll work for the money. If that's what it takes. If you'll wait for me, I know I've no right to ask.
We don't have time. Vidirona's sniffing around my heels. If she gets wind of what we're planning...
Then, are you saying it's over?
I can get the money.
You would do that? For me?
For us, you mean. And yes, I would.
I don't know what to say.
Just tell me you love me.
Oh, I can see where this is going. Ow! Watch it, Lou!
Sorry, my foot slipped.
did not.
So, I got the money, just as I'd told him. 500,000 credits, enough to buy us passage halfway across the galaxy and to build a new life once we got there.
How did you get your hands on that sort of money?
I stole it, Valzin. Oh, don't look so shocked. Did you think this little ship had the only criminals in the galaxy?
That's hardly chump change. Color me impressed.
I'm sure you can imagine the rest. He transferred the money to a secure off-world account, rearranged to meet at midnight in the spaceport. I showed up. He didn't.
Ouch.
At first I was worried. I thought he'd been arrested or he was laying somewhere hurt. I looked for him. I went to all the places we used to go together. Eventually, though, I had to consider the truth I didn't want to face.
He left? Without you?
And with 500,000 credits I'd stolen for him. There you go. You can all call me an idiot now.
You're an idiot.
Cap!
Hell, we're all idiots here. You're in good company.
What happened then?
My parents found out. I pretty much had to tell them. They were... Furious doesn't cover it. They kicked me out, sent me into exile, told me I wasn't welcome back till I could repay the money I'd stolen from the state coffers.
That's quite an ask. Any ideas how you'll do it?
You caught me while I was doing it.
The cynics.
Indeed. When you stole that from me, a different opportunity arose.
What opportunity?
The gala, medic. She's talking about robbing the Starlux gala.
Right. I knew that.
Sure.
I did.
Synexor is good money, as you know, but not 500,000 in one shot. You all offered a different path, and I chose to follow it and see where it would lead.
And are you happy with where that path's led you?
You know what? I am.
Jesus. Gag.
So that thing about you needing money 'cause you lost it in gambling?
Was a lie, yes. I didn't think it would serve me well to tell a story about a criminal who tricked me into giving him 500,000 credits to a bunch of criminals who would happily try and do the same.
What, us? No, not us. Never. Cap, on the other hand...
Please. I watched you try to convince some poor Pazin governor you were a famous Telemune rock star, despite not even looking Telemune.
Did you really?
They very much did. Would have got away with it, too, until they were asked to sing one of their many chart-topping singles.
And that's why we avoid the outskirts of Pays.
It's a pity, though. They had a really good pub there.
Well, yeah.
What's that?
Toopsloy.
Welcome back, my little pickpockets. What have you brought your old Uncle Toopsloy today?
End of Part 1. Novitero will return Friday, July 3rd, 2020. Novitero is a Goose Thunder Network produced podcast. Today's episode, The Novitero, was written by Jude, Reid, and Sterling Ray, with sound editing by Cole Burkhardt. Music was composed and performed by Benny James. The voices you heard in today's episode in order of appearance were Jona Lune as Cap, Tal Minear as Valzin, Lanessa Tremblett as Cesa, Nicole Tuttle as Lutiga, Brad as Medic, Joshua Zediker as Advisor, Anne Kopriva as Mari, Allison Dauphine as Vidirona, and Ian Irving as Tiro. Want to continue to stay up to date on all things Novitero? You can find us on Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram at Novitero Podcast. That's Novitero Podcast. If you're enjoying the show, tell a friend, and consider leaving us a review on iTunes so we may continue to spread our story. Can't wait for the next episode and need something to fill the gap? Consider checking out one of the other many Goose Thunder Network shows. There are stories about space, superheroes, mafias, and more, and we're sure you'll find something to enjoy.